Yo, 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 yo! We are back. And we got the trailer here for presumably the Halloween banner. So why don't we go ahead and check this out. Now, of course, we got a lot going on tonight. We also have the data mines and the refines coming up pretty much right after this trailer or within the hour of this trailer. All right, starting things off with a Halloween Nerthuz here. Interesting. They really like giving this character a lot of alts, don't they? I mean, not that I'm in complaints here, but yeah, Nerthuz has gotten a lot of alts. What about that other guy, King Njordur? Anybody remember him? Are we ever getting him in the game? Would be nice. Okay, so regardless, Nerthuz is going to be a Red Beast Cavalry type. Okay. But what is she supposed to be, like the Bride of Frankenstein or something? Is that what her costume is? Okay, Glee of the Land, 14 might, 1 range, grants speed up 3 for allies in 3 rows of 3 columns center on unit, grants attack and speed up 5 during combat, and also if ally has a special, grants special cooldown count -1 before the ally's first attack during combat. And also if ally has a special and decreasing the speed difference necessary to make a follow-up attack by 25 would allow ally to trigger a follow-up attack. Then you trigger potent follow X% during combat. Okay, so drive potent. If unit is transformed or unit's HP is over 25% at the start of combat, grants a bonus to all stats during combat equal to the number of allies in 3 rows of 3 columns. Centered on unit times 3 plus 5 with a max of 14. And also, if unit has a special, unit deals damage equal to max special cooldown count value times 5, excluding on AoEs. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by unit's max special cooldown count value times 3. And grant special cooldown count -1 to unit before unit's first attack during combat. And also, if decreasing speed difference necessary to make a follow-up attack by 25 would allow unit to trigger a follow-up, then you get potent X%. Okay. No potent 100 on her. I could understand if the drive is just regular potent. But they couldn't even give her potent 100 here. If ally or unit cannot perform follow-up and attack twice, X is max special cooldown count value times 40. Otherwise, X is max special cooldown count value times 20. With a max of 100. Oh, okay, that's how she gets it. If that's the case, she can also give potent 100 to allies, too, as a drive. Assuming they have a 5-hit cooldown special, which is not going to be too likely. Even if you're running a 5-hit special, you probably have -1. So, not going to be all that common there. Alright, if unit is transformed or unit's HP is over 25% at the start of combat, recovers HP by max special cooldown count value times 3 after combat. Interesting. Okay, so she just gets 15 HP, I guess, because she has Gale Force Mist. And then she has the same old Cavalry Beast transformation. Alright, then we got Attack and Speed Excel. Moonlit Slumber. Enables cancel Rem +1 with a min of 2. If unit can transform, transformation effect gains. If unit is in 2 spaces of a beast or dragon ally, or if the number of adjacent allies other than beast or dragons is less than or equal to 2, as a trigger condition. If defending an 8th raids, at the start of enemy turn 1, you transform. At start of turn, grants damage reduction piercing by 50% to unit and allies in 2 spaces for 1 turn. And inflicts speed shackle and defense shackle on the closest foes and foes in 2 spaces of them through the next actions. And then also inflict attack speed and defense -5 on the foe. Neutralize effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks and prevent units follow-ups. Deals damage equal to 20% of speed. Reduce damage from attacks by 20% of speed. And unit's next attack deals damage equal to the total damage reduced from the foe's first attack during combat. So once again, Nerthuz has reflect damage, which we've seen before. You can double that up if you have reflex support. You can also, you know what else? You could also give her the Lin support too from the new Uma Musume Lin. And then all of a sudden, there's a range unit now, so... Huh. Okay. No C skill? Okay, I guess I spoke too soon. Attack and Speed Bellow. At start of turn, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed up 6. and grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack during combat to unit and allies in 2 spaces for 1 turn. Also grants a bonus to units' attack and speed equal to 2 plus the number of allies on the map with the special cooldown charge +1 per attack during combat status effect active with a max of 5 excluding unit. Interesting. Okay. And then deals damage equal to the number of spaces from starting to ending position of whoever initiated ×2 during combat with a max of 8. There's a lot of damage coming out of that C skill. Wow. Okay, so it's attack and speed +2 equal to 2 plus the number of allies with special cooldown charge +1 with a max of 5. So that's potentially attack and speed up 7 drive. And then you also get potentially 2 times the number of spaces moved with a max of 8. So potentially 16 from there. But how often is a unit going to be moving 8 spaces, though? Right? Like, or is 8 the max on the amount of damage you can do? So you move 4 spaces, 4 times 2 would be 8, and that's the max? So no Emblem Sigurd shenanigans where he could move 5 spaces and then you get like 10 points? Huh. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Alright, so Nerthuz versus Temera for some reason. Not even Halloween Temera to keep it in season here. Alright, lots and lots of Halloween cookies flying out there. Alright, there are the stats. 40 HP. She's getting 6 from her C skill, so 63 attack, 51 speed, 42 defense, 18 res. Her weapon had +3 speed as well, so keep that in mind. So what is that, 48 speed actually? Okay.
Of course I'll help.
Yeah, so she activates Gale Force Mist. She's going to attack again. Why didn't they show her attacking the Hate Throne? Okay, we can see from the forecast she's going to win, but would have still liked to see it. Alright, next up we have Pumpkin Peony here. Blue Tome Flyer, and also stats 38 HP, 56 attack, 51 speed, 23 defense, 28 res. Okay. Spooky Lantern, 14 might and 2 range, enables Kanto Rem with a min of 1. Grants speed up 3. At start of turn, grants Kanto 1 to allies in 2 spaces for 1 turn. For allies in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit, grants attack and speed up 5. Neutralize penalties on ally, and ally deals +10 damage. Oh wow, we're getting more of these drive exposure units. That amounts to a lot of extra damage. If you have multiple of these, like let's say you've got the Brave Gulveg on the team, then you have Summer. Was it Summer Plumeria or Bunny Plumeria? I can't remember which one. You know which one though. The one that's paired up with Olivia. Let's say you have them on the team, and then you have this unit too, and that's, what is that, +30 in combat drive to whoever is attacking? That's pretty nuts. Okay, then it also recovers 7 HP to the allies in 3 rows and 3 columns. If there is an ally within 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit, grants a bonus to all stats equal to the number of allies in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit times 3 + 5 with a max of 14. Unit deals +10 damage, excluding on AoEs. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 10, excluding on AoEs. And also no follow-up. Okay. Pleasant Night, new dance skill by the looks of it. Grants another action to target ally, and if Kanto has already been triggered by target ally, re-enables Kanto. Grants all stats of 5, reflex and empathy to target ally, and allies in cardinal directions, a unit and target ally for 1 turn. Wow. Okay, so we're getting more reflex support. That's crazy. On a dancer to have reflex that refreshes Kanto. Okay, it looks like we have a competitor to the Bunny Plumeria. Yeah, you can only use that for 1 turn. Of course, that Plumeria does have a duo button, too, that lets her act again, which is pretty nice. Alright, defense and res cantrip 3. If Singer Dance is used, inflicts defense and res -7 and exposure on foes in cardinal directions of unit and target through the next action. Okay. And then Shadow Shove 4. Okay, so when Kanto triggers, enables unit to use Shove on an ally. This effect is not treated as an assist. If unit is in 3 spaces of an ally, grants all stats of 3 to unit during combat, and recovers 7 HP to unit after combat. Now, are there instances where you would want to use Shove instead of Smite, like Shadow Smite or Shadow Shift for reposition? Hard to say, really. I mean, it is a difference of what... Like, if you're going to use Smite or Shadow Shift, you would be progressing the unit who you're targeting up 2 spaces. So that could be putting them in more danger, in more threat range. But if you only want to push them forward 1 space to, like, give them a little more reach, but not put them in too much danger, I guess maybe this would come in handy. Probably better. Whenever we get Shadow Swap, that would probably be better. Unless they want to count the dagger units as having that. But, like, they have to be 2 spaces away to use the swap there. So, like, having actual Shadow Swap instead of, like, the Dancer version of it would be a little bit nicer. Okay.
Yes.
Not a bad Dancer, all things considered, though. Right, here we have base Sharena up against the Mook Manakete for some reason. They couldn't even put her up against a titled character. But then again, I guess it is base Sharena, right? Like, how many characters, named characters, would she actually be able to beat anyway? Alright, here we are against Celestia for some reason. Oh, what? Skrimir? Hold on. Bro, I was just about to say, like, how long has it been since we've gotten any new beast units from Tellius? And I'm not talking about the same old beast units they keep recycling, like Lethe and Tibarn and so on and so forth. You guys have any idea how many more Laguz units there are from Tellius? And really fire ones, too, that we haven't gotten yet, like Volug, for example. Skrimir. Nazir would be awesome. Dude, there's just so many. Gareth is pretty cool.
Not a bad thing.
It's like there's an endless amount of beast units, and they just keep on using the same exact ones. Now, this guy should be a demote, if I'm not mistaken, because he's in slot 3 here. So, Praying Fang, 14 might, 1 range, -1 special trigger. If unit's HP is over 25% at the start of player phase or enemy phase, grants attack and defense up 6, imbue, and special cooldown charge +1 per attack during combat to unit and allies in 2 spaces for 1 turn. If unit is transformed or unit's HP is over 25% at the start of combat, grants a bonus to all stats equal to the number of foes in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit times 3 + 5 with a max of 14. And if unit triggers save, then it's automatically 14. Deals damage equal to 20% of defense. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 20% of defense. Reduce damage from foes' specials by an additional 20% of defense. And grant special cooldown count -2 to unit before foes' first attack. And then he has the Armored Beast Transformation condition. Okay, so we have Ignis, Wily Fighter 4, and Attack and Defense Far Save 3. Wily Fighter 4, pretty damn good for a demote. That's still a pretty reasonable skill to run on an armored unit. Yes, we have a lot of other options, but you could still certainly make do with Wily Fighter 4.
Trick or treat.
All right, so who do we have as our duo? Oh, Aether and Freyja, huh? Very interesting choice here. Freyja and her baby self. Not sure how to feel about that, but it is Freyja. That is top tier waifu right there. Okay, so they are going to be a tome cat or tome infantry type, colorless tome. Interesting choice for Freyja to be a colorless tome. Huh. Alright, here are the stats. Taking a lot of drops all over the place. Can we figure out where these drops are coming from? Okay, they have the infantry school in play there. So possibly -2 to everything if it's not leveled up. So that'd be 56 attack, 45 speed, 26 defense, 23 res. Seems plausible for a tome unit to have stats like that. But can't really say for sure. Let's see a little bit more here. Okay, Nightmare Staff, 14 might, 2 range, -1 special trigger. At start of turn, if unit's HP is over... excuse me. If unit's HP is over 25%, grants dodge to unit and inflicts speed and res -7, sabotage, and a penalty that neutralizes non-special miracle effects on the closest foes and foes in 2 spaces of those foes through the next actions. Negating miracle as a start of turn debuff is pretty nice. Problem is, if you're running her on Aetheroid's offense, King Freyja is just going to negate it anyway. So, I mean, this would be really good to mess with Rhea on defense teams. But if you can't do it at the start of turn, if they're just going to nullify it, it really is a moot point there. Okay, and then at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants a bonus to all stats equal to the number of foes in 3 rows of 3 columns, centered on unit times 3 plus 5, with a max of 14. Grants a bonus to unit's attack equal to max special cooldown count value times 4, and reduce damage from foes' next attacks by 20% of unit's speed during combat. And also, if unit's speed is better than the foe's speed, then foe cannot trigger specials during combat. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So, if they can't trigger specials, they're not getting a large chunk of non-pierceable DR. If you're an armor type, like, for example, Brave Ectordeer. Well, not that she would be able to attack him, because he has physical save, but just to use him as an example, he's getting a fair amount of non-pierceable DR out of his special. So you just turn that off right there. That's pretty dirty. Okay, then we have Comet, a new special, 5 hits. When special triggers, boost damage dealt by 200%. Okay. At start of turn, grants special cooldown count -1 to unit. Reduce damage from foes' first attack by 40% during combat. On their first attack and brave attack. That's kind of whatever, but high-cost specials right now are really valuable. Especially good ones, so we'll certainly take the new special there. Alright, then we have attack and speed Aria once again. Haunting Choker. For foes in 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit, inflicts all stats -5 on foe, and reduces the percentage of foes' non-special DR by half. And also, if foe has bonuses, inflicts a penalty on foe's stats, and grants a bonus to foe's combat target stats during combat equal to the current bonus on each of that foe's stats. So it's like a drive binding necklace. You just flip all their bonuses into debuffs, and then you give them to bonuses to your allies that are within 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay. Alright, then also at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts speed and res -X times 4 on the foe. X is the number of bonuses active on the foe and number of penalties active on the foe, excluding stat bonuses and stat penalties with a max of 3. Would have been real nice if that was unlimited instead of max of 3. Neutralize effects that guarantee foes follow-ups and prevent units follow-ups. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by X times 20%. And reduce damage from attacks by an additional X times 3 during combat and recover 7 HP. So wait, what is X? Number of bonuses active on foe and penalties active on foe. Probably going to be able to get that to a pretty high number. Like, you just open the map and then units are starting off with like 8 bonuses already. That's not counting any penalties you're about to put on them. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of DR, actually. And then she has Pulse on Blades. Okay. So, what is the duo button here? I love that outfit that Freyja's got. Just dropping a pumpkin on Micaiah's head, sure.
For me?
You know, based on the artwork there, it kind of looks like Aether is actually the main and Freyja's the backpack, because Aether is kind of in front there. Oh, there are the stats, by the way. I was way off. So, 61 attack, 49 speed, 30 defense, 28 res. It looks like they were taking -5 to everything, actually. Huh. Okay. Alright, sure.
I'll scare them off.
So, duo button. Neutralize 2 bonus effects, excluding stat bonuses, and inflict frozen and discord on foes in 5 rows and 5 columns centered on unit. Neutralize the first applicable bonus effects on foes' list of active effects. Only 2? Really? When we have Duo Thor who does all? Like, come on, man. How is it possible that Duo Thor, who came out a million years ago, has a better duo button than the most recent duo hero? Make that make sense, guys. Like, what is it about Duo Thor? She's just gonna be... She's the evergreen unit. She's never gonna go out. And nowadays, like, new units are incapable of nullifying all bonuses.
Don't lose.
But yeah, I mean, this unit seems pretty solid.
Act surprised.
I wonder what the inheritances are for Comet. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Right after this, we'll open up the Twitter page and we'll take a look at the skills. I'm pretty happy we got Skrimir, though. That was not expected at all. Alright, so we have... oh, wow. Ranulf finally getting an alt. Ranulf fans rejoice. I would have preferred Gifka, to be fair. Like, just get us a brand new character. Because they already gave us Skrimir, right? They might as well give us another new character as well. But, yeah, Ranulf finally getting an alt after 500 years. Okay, not bad character choices overall there. Lots and lots of goats, which is certainly goated in my opinion. Alright, why don't we go ahead and quickly take a look at the Twitter page. Let's see what these new inheritances are for the new passives. And then we'll just wait until data mines drop, and we'll go ahead and cover that. So, here we go. So, Comet is for infantry and armor types only. And it's all weapon types except staves. Wow, I'm surprised this is for all weapon types. I thought it was going to be a tome-only special. Because just judging by the name Comet, you would think that might be tome-only, but I guess it's not. Alright, then Attack and Speed Bellow is for cavalry only, and then it's for melee only, including dragons and beasts. Defrez Cantrip 3, we already know that's for everybody besides staves. And then Shadow Shove 4, same as Shadow Shift and Shadow Smite. Flyers and calves only. So yeah, nothing too crazy there. Let me know what you guys think about this banner in the comments down below. But I think this is a pretty good one. Got a lot of nice unit choices here. A lot of nice looking units overall. So yeah, it's going to wrap us up for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And stick around because we are going to be getting the data mines very soon.